Thank you for the beauty of life. You help us appreciate the world around us. And the many ways we grow patience, whereas we do what is right and to make wise choices. Because to respect others and care for all that you have.
So before you take your seat, can you kindly see under your chairs if there's any cash? So if not, you can sit down. Thank you. So for our attendance, instead of me calling your names, we will be doing it by your seating arrangement. So what I want you to do is that you will say your last name and you will say your favorite animal. So for example, when it's my turn, what I would say is Santos Capybara. Okay, so is that clear? Do you have any questions? Okay, so let's start with Joylene Rivera. So, we have a cat lover here. Carissa.
And then a dog.
A dog lover. Well, Swan Capybara. I thought it's Swan Rock. Swan Rock. What sounds very? Koala. Diana.
My Belgia. Elephant.
An elephant. Brian.
Bird.
Bird. Raisa.
That's Milan and Zebra.
Zebra. Prince.
Gagliardi myself.
Marcel. You're an animal. Zichan.
Kaamay, panda.
Is that correct? Is it Zichan or X-chan? Okay, thank you. Eunice.
Galarmago.
Okay, so thank you. So I'm glad that everyone is here in our class today. Now, for our classroom rules, I have an acronym which stands for LIFE. So can someone read our classroom rules? Yes, Carissa.
Classroom rules. So L for listen carefully when the teacher or your classmates are speaking. I include everyone and treat others with kindness and respect. F, focus on your work and stay attentive during class. And E, encourage and support each other by helping one another.
Okay, so thank you. You take your seat. Now, these classroom rules, I hope we would follow these rules all throughout our discussion today. Now, we will be having an activity. So, our activity is titled Watch and Wonder, in which I will show you 2 short clips, and I would be asking you questions later on regarding what are your understanding and ideas about the 2 clips. Is that clear? Do you have any questions? Okay. Oh, this is the first clip. Anyway, that sounds not important. Just the video itself. Okay, so does anyone know who is this character in our video? Someone, SpongeBob? Okay. So what do you think SpongeBob is doing in the video? Yes.
I think SpongeBob is helping the people in the
Yes, helping the people in the Krusty Krab. However, the first part, the part where it seems like he was slicing himself, what do you think you will observe on that part?
right by the bed, lady. Right. Want to name all of them right now? All right. We'll name this half Marlon Jr. and then this half Carl. Okay, we're done.
I'm name Nemo.
Nemo. Well, we'll name one Nemo, but I'd like most of them to be Marlon Jr.
Just say in a couple of days, we're gonna be parents.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the second video, who is our character here? Anyone know? Marlin and Cora. So those are the parents of Nemo. So what do you think they're doing in the video?
Dorothea? Ano teacher?
Yes, they are. Thank you, Sandra.
They're trying to, name lahat ng babies nila.
Yes, they're trying to name their babies. Okay. So now, teacher Lily has questions regarding with the videos that you have watched. So what did you notice between the two videos? As you mentioned earlier, SpongeBob was cutting himself, just like X-Chan said, to multitask. So SpongeBob cut himself because therefore he multiplied, right?
Yes.
Yes. So the second clip shows the parents of Nemo. It shows their babies. So again, it shows their species are multiplying. So when species multiply, what do you think it represents? Yes.
Reproduction.
Yes, reproduction. So does anyone have an idea what is reproduction? Yes, no? So reproduction is a biological process in which a living organism produces a new individual, or what they call an offspring. Now, it ensures that it ensures continuations of their kind or their species. Now, for my next question, what do you think is the similarities? What do you think is the similarities and differences of the two videos? Yes, Eunice.
For me, the similarity that the two videos contain is that they both have numerous offspring
Yes.
in order to continue life, and then the differences is that the first video doesn't have a partner, while the
Yes.
other one has a partner.
Okay, so thank you. So what Denise mentioned is that the similarities is that they produce multiple offspring. While the difference is that the first clip, again, it shows one organism reproducing. While the second, there's two organisms reproducing. Now that we know the similarities and differences, may I ask what would happen if there's no parent organism? Ano sa tingin niyo mangyayari kapag walang parent organism na paano mag-reproduce? Yes, Beth.
Kasi teacher, may raman mag-reproduce yung isang species if wala pa yung isang species.
Okay. Walang partner. Pero paano kung wala talagang parent organism? Yes, Gwen.
When there is no two individuals to procreate, there will be extinction.
Extinction. Very good. So, if there's no parent organism, of course, the species itself would go extinct. Now that we know that if there's no parent organism, they would go extinct. So, why should we care about all living organisms? If we know that if there's no partner or there's no parent organism, they would go extinct. So why should we care about all living organisms? Yes, Faye.
For me, teacher, we need to care our different species because kapag mawawala yung, or magkakaroon ng extinction, magkakaroon ng imbalance sa ecosystem.
Okay. Imbalance. The ecosystem.
Teacher, ano po yung extinction?
Extinction is kapag yung isang species is unti-unti na siyang nawawala or nauubos. Okay, malinaw?
Kayo po ba, teacher, na extinct na po ba sa
So far, ang mundo natin ay nagiging overpopulated. So, kabaligtaran siya ng extinction. Ngayon, ano pa? Bakit kailangan may pakitayo sa lahat ng mga nabubuhay? Kahit insects, animals. Bakit? Wala ba kayong pake sa other living things? Oh. Oh. Bakit kailangan may pakialam tayo? Ay, so sabi-sabi na lang tayo ng opo. Ang may sinasabi. Yes, Carissa.
I think hindi mo tayo makakasurvive if ever may mga mag-extinct po na ibang bagay na bumili sa ecosystem.
Okay. Hindi mabubuo or may kulang. Now, sige.
Naniniwala po ako na every organism po has a role in our world.
Okay, so organisms as a role. Now, when we take care, when we protect, and avoid harming other living organisms, what value do you think we practice? How about from this side? Let me hear, Raisa. What value do you think we practice?
Teacher, nire-respect po natin yung life po ng mga
Yes,
species.
very good. So we respect life. So we have to respect life kasi again, as we mentioned kanina, if there's kung may makaharm ng mga living organisms, pakulangan sila ng partner, may possibility na mag-go extinct kasi yung species nila. Malinaw ba yun? Yes! Parang wala na energy yung students natin. Yes! So for my last question, since you've mentioned respect for life, how can you show respect for life in your daily life? Yes, Joy.
Waste segregation.
Waste segregation. What else? Ma'am, see you this Three.
I think we can show respect for life through doing things that are good for us.
Si Prince din daw. Again, medyo hindi klaro yung
Through doing good, through doing things good for them.
doing good things for them. Doing good things for them. Okay. Si Prince din daw. Who else? Yes, respect life. Now, let's head on to another activity. For this activity, I would be grouping you into two. So this would be group 1 and this would be group 2. So the instructions, I would be giving you mixed picture cards. So you would work together to match all of those picture cards. So those picture cards has parents and offspring. So you will have to do is to match the parents to its offspring. Is that clear?
Yes.
Do you have any questions? None. Okay. For a while, let me prepare your picture. Thank you, Carissa. So can you move now the chairs to the side? So we can do our activity. Far away. I will just fix your cards. Okay, so you can now line up here. So here are the rules, alright? So no one will. Yes. So the rules, you will fall in line. Once you've done flipping your cards, you will go back. So those two cards match. What helps you to identify, these two cards match? Yes, Brian? The pictures of the organisms. What did you notice about the pictures of the organisms? Yes, Clarice.
Balik po sa pictures na meron po namin is that there are meron po kasi dalawa yung parent. Parang meron po siyang parent. Yung kabila lang is parang malas lang po silang picture.
Parents, okay. So, what did you notice about the number of parents? There are two. Yes. However, there are some that are one. So, with knowing this, that there are some with two parents and there is some with one parent, how do you think it represents how they reproduce? Yes. Wait.
There are animals that can reproduce by themselves, and then there are animals that has to be two animals to reproduce.
Yeah, so that's correct. So there are organisms that need two parents to reproduce, while some only needs one to reproduce. Now, it introduces our topic, which is the two types of reproduction. So what do we call sexual reproduction? Can someone read? Can I call on Raisa?
The process by which offspring are produced through the fusion of male and female gametes, sperm and egg, resulting in offspring that are genetically different from their parents. Living organisms like humans, plants, and animals undergo sexual reproduction.
Okay, so that's before I discuss sexual reproduction. Are you familiar with the term gametes? No. No. So for those who are not familiar, gametes are the reproductive cells of male and female. So for the female, it's called egg cells, while the male are called sperm cells. Is that clear? Yes. So when we say sexual reproduction, this involves two parents, which is a male and a female. So sinasabi dyan, it's a fusion of male and female gametes. So, in order for sexual reproduction to undergo, you would have to have a male and female present. Sinasabi din dito that offspring are genetically different from their parents. Bakit kaya? Bakit kaya different ang na-produce na sexual reproduction? Can I hear from this side? Can I hear from Prince? Why do you think the offspring of sexual reproduction is genetically different from their
genetically different po siya from their parents. Tama po ba? Why genetically different? Kasi po nagbabago siya dahil siya yung offspring, kaya different.
Ganito. Sa parents mo, kamukha mo ba yung mama or papa mo?
Hindi po, sabi po ng nanay ko sa akin, kaya daw po kami.
Ay, paano yung mga ng So, regarding that, si there kasi, nagpapanjayin kasi yung genes ng parents. Kung baga si mom and si mom and dad is nagsasama yung kami ng genes. Kaya, si offspring is different from their parents. Malinaw na ba yung parents? Okay. May sit down na. So, yung examples ng organisms na nag-undergo ng sexual reproduction is of course, humans, tayo. Hindi naman natin kaya mag-reproduce ng isang sex lamang, tama ba? Kailangan lagi may male and female. separate. Kumbaga nag-add sila to fusion, nagko-conjoin sila ng dalawa. Mga
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
Are humans able to reproduce without their sexual intercourse?
Yes. Then, tinatawag na mga procedures like IVF, in which they will take an egg cell from a female and sperm cell from a male, and they will join them not through sexual intercourse, but through medical procedures. Yes, then.
Teacher, paano po sa plants? Kasi nag-reproduce din po yung plants. Paano po natin ma-identify po ba natin kung male or female ang isang plant?
Yes, and we will tackle that in our next session. Okay.
Teacher, may tanong po si Carissa. Wala po, teacher.
Sabi niya, teacher, yung napanood niya daw po ba sa online? Kasi nanood daw po siya sa TikTok. Yung isang egg daw po, parang in-injectionan, tapos naging dalawa. Totoo po kaya yun, teacher?
Paano naging dalawa?
Parang nagkaroon po ng dalawang yolk.
Baka AI yun. Kasi when you inject a sperm cell doon sa egg cell, mag-fertilize siya. Not necessarily maghihiwalay siya or mag-multiply siya.
Thanks, teacher.
So, di ba lang, like, gawa yung picture. Na-skip natin yung objectives kanina. Pero can someone read our objectives? Sige.
Objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students are expected to A. Identify the difference between sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction in terms of number of parents, involved, and similarities of offspring to parents. B. Show respect for life and all forms of living things. And C. Complete a Venn diagram by placing each characteristic based on the types of reproduction.
Okay, so thank you, Miss. Now we can continue on with our lesson. So, as I mentioned earlier, dalawa yung types ng reproduction. Yung una, as we discussed earlier, is yung sexual. So ngayon, we have asexual. Can someone read from this side? Yes, Diane.
Sexual reproduction, the process by which a single organism produces offspring without the fusion of gametes, resulting in offspring that are genetically identical to the parent. Living organisms like some plants, bacteria, and fungi undergo sexual reproduction.
So, if yung question ko kanina, genetically different daw ang sexual reproduction ng offspring. Dito naman, bakit naman identical kaya ang parent sa offspring sa asexual? Yes, right.
Kasi po wala pong ibang genes na humahalo dun sa mismo parang parent.
So, you're correct. So, syempre, dahil isa lang yung organism, yung mga genes niya lang yung makukuha ng offspring. So, yung examples ng living organisms ito is some plants, hindi all kasi ang asexual reproduction ng ginagawa. So, first, bacteria. Ayun, merong types na asexual reproduction. Which is yung una is yung budding. So, pag sinabi natin budding, ito daw yung pag-break off. Yes.
Ito daw po sa teach, bading.
Okay, so makikita
bali din po kayo?
Rubber tree, pag-harvest ng rubber sa rubber tree, tama ba yun?
Hindi po, pag maliit pa po, parang nilalagyan po nila ng bagong sama ng rubber. Bali po ba tayo?
Hindi, kasi yung bagong dapat mismo magagaling dun sa plant. Malinaw ba yun, Miss? Okay. So, malinaw na sa inyo kung ano bali? Yes! Nasama ka si Penny, si Penny, ang bali. Ay, tama yun. Anyway, moving on. Sa fragmentation naman, familiar ba kayo sa starfish? Yes! Now, starfish is an example of body. So, for example, nabali or naputol yung kamay ng starfish. So, ito siya, putol. You say fragmentation, ito mo naputol niyang arm, pwedeng tumubo ng panibagong starfish. So, that is what you call fragmentation.
And teacher, yung starfish mo na naputulan, natutubo pa po ba?
Actually, yes, tutubo siya and pasok siya sa regeneration. Kasi ang regeneration, sinasabi dito na kapag mayroon pang putulang part, pwede pa siyang tumubo ulit. So, pwede pa siyang mag
Teacher, kaya mo yun sa tao?
Ay, hindi siya eh. Sexual reproduction ng humans, hindi ba? Sige.
Yung sa pupuyo po, di ba? Pag humapot po sila sa bulaklak, pag alis po nila, may dalang po sila, tapos nalalaglag sa lupa, tapos bigla po tumutubo. Example po ba siya ng fragmentation?
Technically, hindi kasi siya part ng plant. Pero yung pollen kasi yung pinukuha ng bees, tama ba? Pero hindi kasi siya necessarily under na sexual reproduction. Okay. Thank you. So, malinaw na si fragmentation, yung pagputol at panibagong organism. Yung sa regeneration, kasi pagtutol ulit, yung naputol na part. Malinaw ba ito? Yes! Nagkakala dun sa harap. Gusto ba kayo i-share?
May tanong share. Si Ma'am, may tanong lang kasi. Yung sa asexual reproduction ba? Kunwari yung starfish, Ma'am. Lahat ba ng types of asexual reproduction nasa kanya? Or tatlo lang? Or isa lang?
Yung example, under siya ng fragmentation. Kumbaga si starfish is under siya ng fragmentation na asexual reproduction. Yung regeneration kasi, it describes growing a part of an organism.
Hindi ka po pinakainin.
Malinaw ba yun? Yes, siya na.
Teacher, do you think God has a reason why us humans go through sexual reproduction than asexual reproduction?
We go through sexual reproduction kasi again, we cannot reproduce with only one sex, which is male or female na kailangan. Kasi itong mga ito, they don't have what you call sexual organs. Kumbaga, you cannot determine if they're female or female, unlike sa humans. Yes, Warren?
Teacher, tingin niyo po ba inisip ni God na gawin tayo sexual, imbis na asexual dahil magiging overpopulated tayo? Kasi konting cut lang sa ating body part, magiging another penis tayo.
Yes, that is possible, Warren. Kasi, thank you for that. Kasi nga naman, pag maputulan sa ngalan ng isang kamay, di ba? Tapos tutubo ito ang individual, mas magiging overpopulated tayo. Pero kung isipin, kahit na sexual reproduction ng ating type ng reproduction, nagkakaroon pa rin ng overpopulation. Next is yung binary fusion. So dito sa binary fusion, napakita dito, ang example kasi ng binary fusion sa mga bacteria. So for example, this is a bacteria. For example, this is a bacteria. So sinasabi dito, na yung bacteria daw is kinakopy niya yung mga organelle or yung mga organs niya, kaya lalaki siya. Kumbaga, dodoble rin sa loob yung mga organs niya. Ngayon, kapag malaki na siya, mag-split siya into two. So, dito na yung organ. Yan. So, from one bacteria, it will grow because dumadoble yung organs sa loob. Then, it will separate into two
Basis for comparison, numbers of parents. For asexual reproduction, needs only one parent. For sexual reproduction, needs two parents. In terms of diversity, in asexual, it does not create genetic diversity identical to the
Identical to the parents. Sorry,
identical to the parent. In sexual reproduction, it creates genetic diversity which combines genes of both parents. In it occurs in common in simple organisms like bacteria, fungi, and some plants for asexual po. And in sexual reproduction, it is common in complex organisms like animals, humans, and many plants.
So, these are the differences. So, diniscuss din natin siya kanina. Nilagay ko na sa table for you to remember and to review what we have discussed earlier. Now, let's head on to our activity, which is titled Benefit. So, dito, you will be in pairs. So, Carissa and Joylyn, Exchan, Miss, Riza and Prince, and tatlo na lang guys since mga pairs. If you have a diagram, meron itong characteristics. Meron siyang characteristics dito sa givers, and you will just write it down inside the Venn diagram kung saan characteristic it belongs to. And possible din na meron siya dito sa gitna kasi it can occur sa both sexual and asexual. You know, guys. I will give you 2 minutes to answer that. Okay, 1 minute to answer that. You will just write down the characteristics. Okay, so by answering, I will show you
tuloy na lang ako sa rate. No? So, sa objectives, you avoid using broad objectives kasi hindi siya masyadong na-identify. For example, identify, sulat doon, identify a pattern. Right? And also yung sa show respect, yun yung medyo hindi ako naklaruhan. So, how did the students show respect for all items? Right? So, and also, ipaglagay ng objectives in the middle of the discussion. Alright, so, and also sa science kasi, it is much better to use pictures and illustrations rather than using fonts. Okay? So in science kasi, we cultivate the curiosity and yung doon natin at kinukuha yung engagement ng students through pictures. In science, you can discuss the lessons just by attaching pictures, and the rest you can discuss it verbally. Alright? So, kapag sa pictures kasi, yung sabi ng professors namin, when you draw the board, there's a possible na magkaroon ng misconceptions. Yun lang po.
Thank you. Sa pagkukuha ng konti lang, sabay siguro, don't use the word kumbaga or yung hindi pa yung pinaka-foundation. Kasi very important when it comes to science, yung mga iwasan yung mga ganung word. Kasi naging explain na sa amin na there's a scientific explanation. Tapos doon din nasabi niya kanina sa explain part, much better if gagamit tayo ng mga pictures or video para hindi na nagkakaroon ng misconception yung mga students. Tulad kanina yung panagtalo yung mga participants, teacher by teacher. Mas maganda siguro kung mas simple yung objectives natin. Like, instead na using the word na identify, mas better siguro the word na explain. So far, so good. Ayun naman po.
Ayan. First of all, congratulations for staying with them. Mag-continue na ako kasi most of them naman ay nag-avoid. So, advantage ka kasi BE ang nagsagot ng values, value, no? Pero, yung questions mo naman, goods naman siya for kung paano mo siya na-deliver. Kaso yun nga lang, advantage mo lang, BE ang nagsagot ng BE natin, no? And also, I like your mastery of the content na nagbigay ka ng idea sa umpisa pa lang. Pero bakit pa lang nakasulat sa number 1? Diba? And of course, yung transition mo sa types of asexual reproduction. Grabe. Nagsabi ako kay Sir Yuri na ang galing ng transition yan. Yung mula sa wait lang! Yung mula doon sa body na naging fragmentation, hindi mo na siya in-explain isa-isa. Pinakita mo na lang siya as example. So, ayun lang. That's all. Congratulations ulit.
We'll have our teacher taking with the minister. Tapos tayo sa
Sorry,
nandun din yung comment ko, she knows her content, right?
Yes.
Ma'am, feel good?
Wala po yung bigat ng ano.
Okay, sige. So sila lang makaka-assess ko na comes to that. Alright. So where do you want me to start? Continue or avoid?
Avoid po, bro.
Avoid tayo. Yung kanina, na sinabi, nag-request sila na mahina yung audio. Okay? Para sinabi, there's no need to, but it helps. Di ba? Kung may audio series, SpongeBob. So, mas okay yun. You can catch their attention. Okay? May times na, several times na nagsusulat ka na nakatalikod. Parang pinakausap ko na lang yung sarili mo. Dapat choco, pero I think it would be best kung ang choco natin, papaganon. Hindi yung pag-ganyan. Di ba? No? So parang right away kita siya. Okay, so, and do we ask her to improve her handwriting as well?
Yes.
Yes daw, ma'am. Okay. Na-stress din yung handwriting. Na-stress. Okay. Kanina, pinalabit ko yung expert natin because I wanted to make sure na I'm doing it the right way. Tinanong ko sa kanya, can you go to the picture, please? Yung tanong ko, kasi ang ganda naman ng activity na to, no? Yung pinapagawa ko sa kanila. Kaya lang tinanong ko sa kanya, hindi ba dapat ang off-stream way younger ang picture? Kasi parang konti lang yung age pa rin sila. Yung developmental stage differences nila eh. Tama ba, sir?
Doon yung sabi ni Ma'am Marte, correct, tama siya kasi yung pictures, easily identifiable siya. Especially for grade 7 kasi they have this copy in grade 5. So parang nangyari is naging predominant siya ngayong grade 7 sila. Okay, so much better kung hindi sabi nito, kung lalayuan natin masyado. Tulad yan yung starfish, can you recognize there baka saan yung parents in the offspring and also yung fish sa gilid. So, dito sa guide questions, nakalagay doon yung what clues can you identify. So, doon pa lang sa first guide question, na-answer na siya.
Alright, maraming salamat. So para siguro hindi lang sa angle nakikita, nakikita yung big difference ng offspring sa parent. Okay, sige. Sorry, hindi natin na-prompt. Hindi pwede sumagot the majors o yung majors. Sumagot, nag-giveaway, hindi pa Pasko, nag-giveaway. Di ba? That they're not allowed to. Kaya nagulat ka na rin siguro. Nagulat ka ba ito? Na sumagot si mama, no? Okay, giveaway yun. Binigay na ni mami. Correct. No, expect yun, ano? Siguro ang bawi mo na lang doon kung dinipen mo pa kung bakit yun. Diba, no? Kasi binigay niya na, wala tayong vote doon. So sana dinipen pa ng konti. Para may contribution ka. What you did is, out of surprise, baka yung sinabi sa'yo, okay, dito na ako sa susunod, nakuha ko na. Okay, so yun. Yung sa objectives mo, eto, sorry po, issue namin ito lagi eh. Ang objective sa values education, values ed ha, your teaching values ed, talagang nilalagay namin sa unahan. Yun naman expected eh. Pero dito, kung nararamdaman nyo, medyo nakatago, nasa gitna, kasi ayaw namin i-give away yung value. Only for that reason. But the correct one is, nasa unahan siya dapat. Ayaw, yun yung reason na yun. Kaya, pag sinasabi sa amin na, ba't nasa gitna yung objectives, no? Only because of that. You don't want to give away the value. But you're correct that it should be sa unahan. Okay? Kasi sa values naman natin. Okay. Okay. Principle of IMs is that if you can show us the real thing, that's very good. If not, video. Next, picture. Yung katulad niya, hindi ko alam kung tinamad na si teacher ng iba't ibang klase. Kasi ito subject to misconception nga eh, di ba? Baka kung ano pa yung mag-isip nila sa mga dinodrawing mo. Di ba? So, better kapag ka, baka naman ang dami namang available, no? Na kahit na short na makaka-capture lahat, mas may intindihan. Objectives is a bit crowded, pag tinignan mo ganyan, siguro medyo ayusin lang natin, election and all. Okay, so what else? So that's avoid. Yung pagsabi mo ng, bakit kailangan nyo magkaroon ng pake? Wala ba kayong pake? Bakit kailangan nyo magkaroon ng pake? The question is, why should we care for all living things? Tama, ma'am. Tama ba yung pagkuha ko? Dahil hindi ba sila sumasagot? Kaya ginamit ko na yung term na yun.
Tsaka sinabi ko kasi na they care about all living organisms, pero hindi ko nila ma-explain kung bakit.
Okay, sige. Baka mas academic tone tayo, no? Okay, sige. Meron ka sinabi rin na, okay na lang sumagot ng opo? Ano sinasabi ko? O hallucination ko na to? Tama diba?
Yes.
Meron na, ayaw lang kung wala na naman sumasagot because I was busy writing, no? Meron kang sinabi sa kanila na, opo na lang ng opo?
Yes,
Dahil trigger tayo na gano'n kanina na statement.
Kapag I just wanted them to explain their answer, hindi lang po to agree.
But there's a better way of saying it.
Yes.
Diba? Para, ano pa rin yung dating ni teacher, no? Friendly pa rin yung dating ni teacher. Okay, so, let me go to, continue na, no? Nasabi nila marami. So there was reading, prayer, audible voice of teacher, attendance idiomatic, right? Okay, you were moving around, there was cash management, and cleanliness, tulap, Ganun. And we were walking around confidently. The light rules, thematic din yan, and very creative and neat. Do you want me to replay a show of the concern of the teacher? Kasi di ba parang, what portion is that? Is that the SpongeBob? Okay, sige. I would say good choice of video. Kaya lang, okay lang ba yun sa age nila na parang cartoon? Hindi papakita. Okay lang.
Yes.
Or is there a better way better video to show that?
Actually, for teacher, if you're going to use cartoons, as long as may engage yung person.
Okay. Good naman daw yun. Okay. Matapang ka rin mag-eye contact sa estudyante mo and you were smiling and looking at them, no? Okay, so, okay. Yung sa, similarity and differences, nasan yun dyan, ma'am? Meron ba? Number 2. Okay, so better siguro naka-table form or column 1 para mas madali namin maintindihan, okay? And, sorry, baka pang avoid ko. More energy. Diba? More energy from the teacher. Kasi nakakahawa yung energy ng teacher diba? Unholy hour to ma'am. Very unholy hour to. So, eto nangyayari to sa totoong buhay Galing na kayo sa practicum no? Pag alam mo na ang nauna sa'yo, hard act to follow, yung teacher ng galing talaga. Diba, minsan, mamumuhunan ka. Pag eto lang yung standard mo, pag alam mo, ang sinusundan ko, ang busay niya itong teacher na to no? Icon to or OG to ang galing-galing. Diba, ikaw the double energy mo. Tama ba?
Yes.
So kayo yung magpatunay kayo. Pero pag yung teacher na medyo alam mong hindi magaling, parang kaya mo yung napasok mo. Siguro gano'n. Tataasan talaga natin. At hindi lang dahil doon. We owe it to our students to give our very best. Okay? Kaya kapasok mo sa loob, kahit nasa ka may problema, nakipag-break, etc. Okay? Showbiz tayo. Diba? Show must go on. Always 100%. Para sa bata, para